When you clearly don't work somewhere, but people seem to think you do. Welcome to this episode of I Don't Work Here, Lady. Our first one is from Tenguin Ninja 85. About 14 years ago, when Reliance Security provided security for Tesco stores, I also worked for Reliance, but was based at the airport. One morning after a 12-hour night shift, I decided to go into a Tesco store I pass on the way home and get a sandwich. I had my work uniform on, but I was wearing a gray jacket on top, so people would know I'm not on duty. So I go into the store and pick up a basket and headed to the sandwich counter, and I'm browsing the selection and I hear someone say, "Excuse me," but not expecting anyone to be talking to me. I carry on looking for my desired sandwich. Then suddenly, the basket is slapped out of my hands, and there is this snarling man's face, less than an inch from mine, and he says, "I'm not paying you to shop. Get to the front of the store right now." So I'm tired and very confused, and can only muster the reply, "What?" He said, "I told you to get to the front doors. We've been open for customers for the last 30 minutes, and you've not been at your position once, and now I find you buying snacks?" That's when the penny dropped, and I simply replied, "I know the store's open to customers. I am one. I work for the same company who provides security, but I am not your guard." With those words ringing in his ears, all the color in his face drained away, and when he realized what he had just done to a customer, he suddenly became completely apologetic and said if there was anything he could do for me, he would gladly help. I informed him I would like help carrying my basket around the store as I was tired from a long night shift, and he replied he would get someone to help me immediately. And then I told him I did not want someone else to carry my basket, I wanted him to carry it. So I originally only intended on buying a sandwich, but to teach this guy a lesson, I spent 30 minutes in the store and went in every aisle. I feel like that's a perfect way to try to drill that point home that not everybody who looks like an employee is an actual employee, not to mention the fact that this is just another case of a manager clearly not knowing who their employees actually are. This next one is by SW Shells 22. Setting the scene. In Target, Australia, with my 3.5-month-old in the pram next to me. I'm wearing a green shirt with Daffy Duck on it that says, "Who made you the boss?" Leggings and thongs. A lady says, "Excuse me." I turn around away from the pram. "Can you tell me where you keep XYZ?" Unfortunately, I was stunned and sleep deprived, so rather bluntly said, "I don't work here," and gestured to the baby. The poor lady was embarrassed, apologized, and walked away. It made me think of this subreddit. Edit, apparently, I need to clarify the vocabulary. Thongs are flip-flops, and the pram is a stroller or baby buggy. I feel like in a situation like this, if you don't see the baby, or even if you're questioning if somebody even works in an establishment, maybe ask, "Hey, do you work here?" I feel like that would solve a lot of issues, but also cut some content. This next one is from Professor Cricket. This happened a couple weeks ago. Made a quick run to a party supply craft store for a cake project I was working on. Place closes at 8. I got there at 7:45. Found my item within 10 minutes, paid, and went out to my car. I'm sitting in my parking space still at 7:57, just reading the packaging on my purchase to double check something, when this other car pulls up beside me. I see this white woman in her late 50s get out, and I can see her walk to the store entrance from my rearview mirror. The automatic doors don't open for her. I go back to reading my packaging and look up when I hear a woman's voice near my closed window. "Something closed." Politely, I cracked my window down like a centimeter to actually hear her. She was ranting that they were closed, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they close at 8 now, I guess." "It's not 8 yet. You're not supposed to be closed yet. It's 7:58. "Huh? I don't work. "I don't care if it's 2 minutes or 2 seconds to 8. It's illegal to close early." She's kinda close to my door, so I don't want to just pull out and tap her with my car mirror and have her sue me or something, which is why I didn't leave yet. I firmly, a bit louder, repeat, I do not work there. The woman, big obnoxious exaggerated arm gesture to an empty parking lot using this loud antagonistic sing-songy tone.
I don't see any other cars here.
Insinuating that I must be lying about being an employee? Pretty sure employee parking at that place is behind the building. She moved over a bit when she did that grand arm gesture, giving me room to comfortably pull away, so I started the car. As I rolled up the window, I said, I am a customer, you fucking banana, and I held up my receipt to the glass, then shifted in reverse. She was still yelling something when I left. And to be clear, there wasn't any real reason for this lady to assume I worked there. It's mainly run by teenagers. I am me, and I'm in my late 30s. And I wasn't wearing any work-like attire or name tags. I was in loungy crap. Gave up on life heather gray colored joggers and a multicolored flannel shirt. Employees wear bright, solid colored shirts and not sweatpants. I understand people sometimes run late for things, and in this case it seems like this lady was just running behind, but to go up to a random car in the parking lot and assume that that person in there works at the establishment that you want to go into, I don't understand how that computes to their brain. And our final one is by Imaginary Weird 6027. I worked in restaurants for many years. It used to be fun. Food Network made everyone a food critic and ruined it. Suddenly, people that could not boil fucking water are telling me how to do my job. Anyway, I already had a new opportunity set up. I had 3 days left to ride out the string and finish up my employment. 3 days, that is it. We have a lady, let's call her Stacy, kind of a boss level Karen replete with stupid ass haircut, oversized sunglasses, and fake everything, and she is unhappy with the quality of her sandwich and soup. There was nothing wrong with either of them, other than the fact that they did not come from Neiman Marcus. Keep in mind, we're not talking about a 5-star restaurant. Her server comes up to me and says Stacy said our food was garbage and demanded to see the manager. She was ready to show off her power for her friends. I walked over, stood tall, and asked what the problem was. She then began to berate me personally that she did not like my accent, Texas, and I was too ugly to be working in public. I pulled her plate along with the plates of her 3 friends and told her to get the fuck out of my restaurant and walked away with their food. She, of course, refused and wanted to fight. I tossed her my keys and security card, told her she was now in charge, and left. She followed me out screaming and threw my now former keys at me. My response was again a hearty fuck you, I do not work here. A couple of lessons. Always be ready to walk at a moment's notice and don't put up with shit from anyone. About 3 months later, she showed up at my new employer. We refused to serve her and the murder of Karen's with her. My new owner backed me 100% and told her, fuck you, leave. Greatness. I still send him a Christmas basket every year. Don't fuck with, don't be rude, don't disrespect anybody who's gonna handle or prepare your food. It's just a really good life lesson to have and something that I think people really should take to heart. Unfortunately, Karens like this assume that bitching will get them a free meal that's not been compromised in any way, shape, or form. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.